Welcome to the war between the Titans and the gods. This is the story of the Titanomachy, a war so big it changed everything. Just imagine the old gods, the Titans, fighting the new gods, the Olympians. This wasn't just a simple fight, it was the moment that made Greek mythology what it is today. Before we go into the battlefield, let's take a quick look at the reason this war came to be. In the earliest days, when the world was a mere whisper of creation, there existed Gaia and Uranus, the vast sky. Yet, as their offspring, the Titans, the Cyclops, and the fearsome Hecatoncheires came into being, Uranus's heart grew cold with fear. His children were powerful, each harboring a strength that could rival the gods. Terrified that they would one day usurp him, Uranus had a plan. He imprisoned them within the dark recesses of Earth, causing Gaia's heart to fracture under the weight of her sorrow and rage. But grief soon changed into resolve. Gaia devised a plan that would forever alter the fabric of existence. From her very essence, she crafted a giant sickle, a weapon of unthinkable sharpness and strength. Then, rallying her children, she found an unlikely ally in her youngest son, the Titan Cronus. Under the cloak of night, Cronus lay in wait, the sickle's handle cold in his grasp. As Uranus descended to embrace Gaia, Cronus struck. With a cry that split the heavens, he severed Uranus from his manhood. Uranus, defeated and diminished, retreated, leaving the sky forever parted from the earth. Cronus, now hailed as a hero, ascended to power, though his victory was stained by his father's curse, prophesying that he, too, would be overthrown by his child. The prophecy that Cronus received did not sit well in his mind. Slowly becoming paranoid about being overthrown, Cronus thought about a plan. So what would you do to make sure your children don't overthrow you? Right, you eat them, and so by imprisoning them in his belly, he mirrored the dark prison his father had created. Rhea, the wife of Cronus and mother to the children he was eating, was not so willing to see her children suffer, so she hatched a plan of her own. When Zeus, her youngest, was born, she smuggled him away, leaving a stone wrapped in cloth for Cronus to devour instead. Hidden within a secluded cave in the heart of Crete, Rhea safeguarded her youngest child, Zeus. Under the watchful eyes of the nurturing goat, Amalthea, Zeus grew in secret. As he matured, Zeus cleverly infiltrated Cronus's court, his true identity concealed. Zeus, however, was not just a simple observer. He had a plan. He sought the counsel of Métis, who provided him with a special potion. He managed to serve it to Cronus, the powerful concoction forcing Cronus to regurgitate the children he had swallowed, their freedom finally restored. With his siblings by his side, Zeus rallied them for retribution. And thus the stage was set for the epic war known as the Titanomachy. For a fight between the Titans and the gods, it's only fair if they get a proper introduction. Keep in mind that, as always, there are countless versions of the story. In this version, I try to stay close to the Titans and the Olympian gods. So, in the red corner, representing the primordial essence of the cosmos, we present the Old Order. First up, we have Cronus, the team captain himself. He's not just a leader, but the master of time and destiny. Next, we have Rhea, the clever protector. She might not be in the front lines, but her cunning safeguards the future king of gods. Then there's Iapetus, a humbling reminder of our mortality. Following him, we have Cuyos, the titan of intelligence. Next, we have Creus. His role, often understated, is more significant than one might think. Lighting up the field, we have Hyperion, the radiant source of light. Making waves next is Oceanus, and flowing alongside him is Tethys, the nurturing force of the globe's lifeblood. Next, we have Thea, whose clear gaze sees the world's beauty and its raw truth. Stepping forward next is Themis. Her balance weighs the fate of this monumental clash. Whispering through the silence, we have Mnemosyne, the memory of ages. Her arsenal holds the past, present, and future. Following her, we have Phoebe, bearing the torch of prophetic wisdom. Next, we have Atlas. His shoulders bear the weight of the heavens. And finally, we have the crafty Prometheus. And now for the opposing forces in the blue corner, we proudly showcase the divine architects of the new world, heroes of the cosmic saga, the Olympians leading the charge with a bolt of lightning in hand, the captain of the team, Zeus himself. The god of sky and thunder is a force that commands respect. Right next to him stood Hera, the queen of the gods. With his mighty trident, emerging from the depths is Poseidon, the god of the sea. Out of the darkness with his helm of invisibility, Hades appeared, eyes filled with fury. The heart of the hearth, Hestia, offers a flame that unites and protects. From the fields, Demeter, goddess of the harvest, brings life's sustenance. Team Blue is strengthening its team by forming alliances with the Cyclops and the Hecatoncheires. Just before the battle, Themis, the Titaness of divine law and order, decided to change teams. She had always stood for justice and balance. She saw the potential in the Olympians, their vision for a world where gods and humans could coexist peacefully. With the stage set and both teams introduced, the battle is ready to begin. As the sun rose, the earth shook as both sides ran towards each other, with a force so strong it could split the sky. The air was filled with the sound of clashing weapons and the cries of the fallen. The Olympians, though younger, were determined to win. Zeus, with his lightning bolts, struck down Hyperion, while Poseidon, with his control over the sea, trapped Oceanus in a whirlpool. But the Titans were tough opponents. They fought back with great strength and magic that could change the elements. Mountains were moved, and the sun was blocked by their power. Cronus, with a swing of his scythe, created a gust of wind that knocked Hades off his feet, while Rhea used her magic to shield the Titans from Hera's attacks. The fight went on, with neither side giving up. Days and nights passed, but the fight between the Titans and the Olympians didn't stop. The earth was marked by their fight, showing how fierce their battle was. In the midst of the chaos, Hestia, goddess of the hearth, created a protective circle of fire around the wounded Olympians, while Demeter, goddess of the harvest, used her powers to provide them with sustenance. The Hecatoncheires, allies of the Olympians, were also a force to be reckoned with. With their 100 arms, they hurled boulders ceaselessly, creating a storm of stone and dust that kept the Titans at bay. The relentless barrage was a formidable display that suppressed the Titans and started to tip the scales in favor of the Olympians. Meanwhile, Prometheus, a Titan who liked humans, started to doubt if they should continue the fight. Unlike the other Titans, he saw potential in the younger god's plan for a new world. Torn between his loyalty to the Titans and his hope for a better future, Prometheus made a tough decision. He would not fight for a past filled with fear. Instead, he joined the Olympians, sharing his wisdom and strength. This unexpected team-up changed everything. With Prometheus's knowledge of the Titans, the Olympians found new ways to beat their old enemies. The fight that lasted for 10 long years was finally coming to an end. The determination of the Olympians, along with their new plans and allies, was too much for the Titans, who were tired from the constant attacks and the loss of Prometheus's support. As the Olympians were about to win, the battlefield, marked by the hard work and sacrifices of a decade-long war, seemed to pause, waiting for the final act of this epic story. Cronus tried to motivate his team, reminding them of the golden age when the Titans ruled the universe. But his words felt empty, the glory of the past dimmed by the reality of their coming defeat. Zeus, using his lightning bolts with unmatched skill, stood at the front of the Olympian team, his siblings and allies behind him, in a show of unity that the Titans could no longer match. Zeus showed his divine power and defeated Cronus, his father, with a lightning bolt that lit the heavens. After the fight, the defeated Titans were not all punished without mercy. Some, like Prometheus, who had sided with the Olympians, were honored. Others were locked up in Tartarus, a deep pit used as a prison of pain and suffering. Zeus put the 100-handed giants, Hecatoncheires, as their guards, making sure they would never again be a threat to the new order. The win of the Olympians was complete, but it was not a time for celebration. It was a time for rebuilding and healing. Zeus, now the undisputed ruler of gods and men, took his place on the throne of Olympus. He gave realms and duties to his siblings. Poseidon got the seas, Hades the underworld. Hera became queen and patron of marriage. Demeter took care of the harvest, and Hestia the hearth. As for the younger gods, they too found their places and purposes, their domains shaped by their talents and deeds during the war. But as they celebrated their victory, little did they know, the cosmos was still restless. Gaia, the mother of the Titans, stirred in her slumber. The defeat of her children had not gone unnoticed. In the depths of the earth, something powerful was taking form, something that would challenge the new rulers of the cosmos. The battle was over, but the war was far from done. Typhon and Echidna were born, their eyes burning with the fires of revenge. Who are these formidable beings, and what is their quest for vengeance? This was it for this episode. If you're curious about the 12 original Titans, the mighty beings who once ruled the cosmos, then make sure to check out this video. Also, I'd love to hear what you thought about this episode and any other versions of the story you've come across. Thank you for watching, and until next time.